Hello and welcome back. Let's now focus on, Crompton Briefs Consumer. The company declared its numbers earlier. The management is now with us. Sir, thanks so much for taking out time for us. First, before we start by the numbers, what is the sense you're getting from dealers, from your stockist, from people who directly do sales? What is the sort of number that you're seeing all across the space, across all companies that have decent market share? Is there a lot of pent-up demand which has just come together?
Well, clearly we had a very strong quarter with total revenue growing in excess of 30% and PBT growing in excess of 45%. Now, one interesting thing is that as we look at the consumption data, the offtake data which we have till November, the fans market in terms of consumption over October, November actually grew at 9% compared to a decline which was there in Q1 and Q2. Now this compares with a historical growth rate of about 5+% pre-COVID on a steady state basis. So clearly there was and there is a decent environment during that period because it is leading to consumption growth higher than historical. Of course, it is the big brands like ours who execute well and innovate who have had benefit of that and grown share.
So, hi Mr. Khosla, this is Mubina as well joining in. I just want to understand, to what extent do you think that there is an unorganized or semi-organized market that exists, and do you believe that, like you mentioned, brands like yours have benefited? Do you think that you managed to take some market share as well for yourself?
Well, I would actually not break it out by organized and unorganized. I would break it out by leading players and small fragmented players, because you could have a very much an organized player who happens in a certain category, call it fans, only have a 0.5 or a 0.6 share. So if you look at that whole category of fragmented small brands in each category, clearly in times like this, the consumer is looking for brands they can trust. The consumer is looking for brands which are bringing in good innovation, and the customer is looking for companies and brands which execute well and look after them. So the gainers have tended to be these brands which have innovated well, which are large, and have executed well. Now within that, some do it better than others. So for example, over this last quarter, our market share gains were the highest even among the larger players.
Right, so thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us. Always good to get perspective from you. That's the management at Crompton and Briefs Consumer, talking about the numbers, how people are trusting their brand, which of course is benefiting them, and of course some of the other players, because this is a tough time, and in that time people, when they want to do home furnishing, they will probably go across to trusted brands. On that note, we're taking a break, leaving you with Sensex up about 2 points, Nifty up slightly higher. Markets are trying to make a comeback into the green, 14 points higher for the Nifty as we take this break.